Well, I'm out here on the tank, my neighbor's 2-acre lake, and the wind's blowing, so I'm just drifting along with the wind right now. But I'll tell you what, here's my feet down here. You can see I'm stretched out, got nice room, stable, and the kayak paddle I've got is, what is it? It's 250 centimeters. No, 289 centimeters. So that's almost as big as they make. And for me, it's good enough. I can put it down and put it in the water and test it out that way and push myself around. Or it gives me plenty of capability for paddling. And of course, I do have my trolling motor, and I don't have it hooked up today because I came out specifically just to test the boat, the seat, and the paddle. So we'll just see what we got from there. Well, here we are. We're back in a little cove, and the wind is, I'll just tell you this. I'm glad I have a trolling motor. This boat weighs 130 pounds, and so with the wind, it's a lot of pushing around, but it does handle well. It just takes the effort. Now, I'm 77 years old, and I don't want to take that much effort all of the time. So one thing I will be doing if I want to set up, I definitely want to get one of those poles that I can establish myself so I won't be moving around. So anyway, this is where we're here in this little cove. I'll just kind of swing around here. This seat really has a good movement to it, so I can move. I suppose I could do a 360-degree circle if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. But anyway, we're going to take another move and see where we go from here. Well, I've made my way up almost to the far end of the lake, or my neighbor's 2-acre lake here in Texas, and I paddled. And one thing I learned, and I learned this from sailing, I did quite a bit of sailing when I was younger, that you can't really head into a wind real well, but you can quarter it, you can tack. And so I could paddle tack, I'll just call it that, paddle tack with the wind, and I was able to make much more headway than just trying to go straight on. So anyway, that's a learning curve, and I'm glad that I had the sailing experience that could apply to this. And now, just again, I'm just drifting south with the wind. We're at the north end of the lake up here, and again, I make a big body, so I make a big sail. So anyway, we're almost back to my truck. I'll swing around here a little bit. So we're almost back to the launch point. So I think I'll just drift a little bit, flip a few worm casts, and see what happens. But we will see you later. Now, one thing I did not show was this paddle, a Propel paddle gear. It's, I don't know, about 4.5 feet long, I guess. But if you'll notice, it's a flat instead of a rounded like on the Magellan here. And in some respects, it's got more power to push me along. So I've got both available. I don't know if I'll take them out all the time, but anyway, it's just an interesting look at two paddles and how they are used and the configuration. I know it's a lot easier at sometimes to use the regular paddle instead of the kayak style paddle. So we'll just keep working on that too. So this is my seat setup for my Stealth 2000, and I made kind of a modification here that originally this was supposed to sit up in this area right up in here, and actually it was supposed to be turned around. You can't see it real well, but actually I've got it backwards from the way it should have been. It has a compartment here and the chair flips back that way, but I didn't want that to happen, so I had to move the seat back. It's more in the center of the boat, and that's where I wanted. And I'll tell you what, it just swings around really easy. It's got a nylon type of system here, so it won't rust, and so that's really cool. And what I did so this won't flip back is I bolted it down all the way around so it won't flip back. But because this is not the way it's supposed to be, I've got to put some bracing back here so it won't tip backwards. I noted when I was out in the lake this morning, I'd made just a little bit of a rock back, and it would have thrown me back if I would have gone real hard. So this was the original seat back here. I'm going to use it for a storage compartment. My battery for my trolling motor will sit right up in here, and of course I've got more storage area back here, the trolling motor set up. And I don't know if you've seen this before, and I talked about it. This is a catamaran style hull. Now, as I was talking about being out on the lake today, it makes a difference. It's not a planing hull, it's a catamaran hull. If you know anything, I think I mentioned something about sailing and tacking. If you know anything about catamarans, they don't move the same way. You have to sail them totally different. Well, this bottom on that, with that catamaran style bottom, gives it great stability, but it swings in the water a little bit different. But I wanted it for stability. I don't know if you can see it totally, but this hull width is right about, it's either 44 or 46 inches wide from the total across. On the inside is, I guess I'll say, a standard kayak width of about 36 inches. So I've got a lot more width and stability. That's exactly what I wanted. So anyway, I just thought I would show you this, give you an idea what I've got, the fun I'm having. And again, I'm going to go back and just hit this again. I like using the canoe style paddle, I think, better than the regular kayak paddle. I'm going to keep playing around with that, but my experience today anyway, I'm going to be looking at probably maintaining the canoe style paddle more than the kayak style paddle. So anyway, this is Douglas Allen Frazier, just kind of giving you an update of what I'm doing in my world. So have a great day in your world, tight lines, and come back to I'm Going Fishing 21-3.